Okay, I'm on a different computer today because I'm working on a travel thing. Uh, so I'm just going to give you a real quick rundown of the things going on this week. We have some. We should call up a chart. Yeah, let's call up a chart. Okay, here we go. We have a chart, and this is for Monday, June 10th, and we are looking at the experiences going on this week. You can kind of see the Venus is starting to slip a little bit further away from the sun, which we talked a lot about last week. And Jupiter is moving on into its Gemini dance. Mars has arrived in Taurus. So we've got different kinds of experiences going on. But let's see, there's a couple of things that happened this week. This is the 11th. Now I'm on the 11th and 12th, two planets are going to go out of bounds. One being Venus on the 11th is going to go out of bounds. The other being Mercury on the 12th is going to go out of bounds. Now, an out-of-bounds planet is a northern southern declination, movement, because the planets don't just stay right there at the equator going around the planet. Depending on our orbit and their orbit and the sun's orbit, they have a tendency to look like they're going up and down in relationship to the Earth. And when they reach a point that is 23 degrees, 26 or 36 minutes north or south of the 0 degrees equator line, which is as far as, when our rotation as an Earth, yeah, there's a lot of mechanics to take into consideration. 23, 26 is the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. And those are demarcation lines that say, as far as our orbits slightly tilted 23, 26 minutes to the plane of the sun, when we get into the summer solstice and the winter solstice, the planet Earth is as far tipped away from the sun as it can be. And that's a demarcation in the declination or far north or south that most planets stay in. What most planets actually, there's only a couple planets, the sun, Saturn, and Neptune are the only ones that stay within that 23, 26 degrees demarcation line. The other planets, they have a tendency to move up and down. And I keep bringing up that the moon goes out of bounds right now every other week. And that's just the way it is and now, what does an out of planets mean? What does out of bounds mean for a planet? Well, here are some things to think about. Out-of-bounds planets are wild and unrestrained. Their energy is extreme, magnified, uncontrollable, vulnerable, independent, awkward, extraordinary, privileged, and creative. Just a little extra flavor to what they. And Venus is going to be out of bounds from the 11th until the 29th. And Mercury is going to be out of bounds from the 12th to the 28th of this month. So, you know, kind of tune into the energy of those characters that I just read off as far as how they might be in play with Venus, how we, experience that interaction that we engage with other people. And Mercury, how contained are our thoughts? Well, being out of bounds, containment is probably not one of the first things that should come to mind. These are probably the most significant energy signatures of the week, other than on the 13th. Let's see, go ahead. On the 13th, we have the first quarter moon that takes place. The moon's going to catch up with that 23 degrees of Virgo, and it's first quarter moon. What could that possibly mean? When you look at the lunar phases, first quarter moon is crisis in action. You've got whatever was stimulated by that Gemini new moon, which is happening, ironically today. This is actually Thursday that I'm doing the recording of this. Uh, is, what is that? Gemini's, I think it was 16 degrees when that took place. And, what action that you have initiated with that new moon process are you currently at this kind of like a tipping point or a crossroads that says, did I take the right action? Crisis in action, and here it is in Virgo, another Mercury ruled sign. And guess what? Mercury's out of bounds, to try and paint this as a picture of, oh, yeah, it's all going to make sense, might be in error on some levels because, yeah, there's an unpredictability factor in play here that is, you know, you know, out of bounds. I don't know what's going to happen. But, the energy of this dance that I'm doing with my mental capacities, with my communication things, uh, is asking me, am I paying attention to what the next change that's coming is going to be? That's part of the Gemini dance. Change. It's a mutable sign. We're, and all the mutable signs are about changes, getting ready for the next cardinal moment, Cancer. And so, other than that, let's see, we have, oh, yes, Mercury sneaking up here on the sun. There we go. So let's just go one more day ahead to our Friday. On Friday, see that 23 degrees, 57 minutes, Gemini. 24 degrees, 2 minutes is where the sun is. This Mercury is Casimi the Sun, out of bounds, dancing with that solar king reality saying, or queen reality saying, oh, by the way, as the, you know, regal quality of the sun's gets planets into that Cassini space, it says, oh, by the way, you know, I invite you to, please check out what it means to sit on this throne, to have some authority of your regality showing through and demonstrating, what in this case? An out of bounds Mercury. What did we say about that? Unexpected things could take place. Yeah, I think this is unique. So, this Friday, the 14th, you know, what's going to take place that, you know, you might want to, keep your options open because it's highly likely that there will be things that show up that you had no idea were going to take place. Anyway, this is just a short look at what is transpiring for this week coming up. Just thought I'd tune in and say hi from the road because I'm on the road now. And we will see if I can see where I'll be for this next week. I'm not really in Hawaii right now, but I am in a hotter climate when this week is transpiring. So that's all I have for now. I've got so much sun on the screen, I can't really see where my stop button is. Come, come, come. Stop, stop. That's it. We're going to end the meeting right there. I've, I've lost track of the reality of the buttons, but I found a button to shut it off. So I will get this put together and posted. Thanks. See you later.